Paul promoting it. You know, it's just like, but doesn't bother me.
There's compromising the sport, and that's like bad.
I've seen reports online that Jake Paul might be fighting Francis Ngannou, which is just absolutely bloody ridiculous.
Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis, the fight is in jeopardy, and it's for a reason that I think you all could believe, but maybe can't believe is happening again.
Joe Rogan expresses disbelief over emerging reports that the Netflix-streamed Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Tank Davis exhibition may no longer move forward as originally planned.
If you know the situation, it was supposed to be boxing Gervonta Tank Davis, a man that weighs 133 pounds or 135. Regardless, it's a man that is way smaller than Jake Paul. So that is just ridiculous, and I've given my thoughts on that before anyway. But now it turns out that Gervonta Davis has some allegations about domestic abuse. I don't know too much about the situation, but apparently Netflix have pulled.
What initially appeared to be another major celebrity-driven boxing payday has rapidly descended into legal complications and a wave of online controversy. According to multiple reports, Gervonta Davis is now dealing with new legal trouble involving a civil lawsuit filed by a former partner who has brought forward serious accusations.
Idiot, and I don't know nothing. And don't take my advice.
I love the Saudis.
Don't take my opinion.
I love the Israeli government. I love everybody.
That had nothing to do with them. That was Jake Paul promoting it. You know, it's just like, doesn't bother me.
There's compromising the sport, and that's like bad. It's just like,
if I bet on it,
watching
it
it
bothers
is
the fuck out
hard.
of me.
Watching it with people who are so in on it, and then also man, the sports betting apps, they introduced like chat apps in them in Australia, so it's like they're trying to take the place of social media companies where you go together and you meet your friends. Like, betting should be exciting enough without having a weird,
they're just trying to draw you in.
thing.
They're just trying to make money, right? So they're trying.
This development has placed his heavily promoted November exhibition against Jake Paul in significant doubt. Several media outlets are highlighting the lawsuit, the possibility of Davis being taken into custody, and additional allegations that surfaced near the end of October.
I'm seeing reports online that Jake Paul might be fighting Francis Ngannou, which is just absolutely bloody.
Davis carries a complicated legal history that has reemerged in recent headlines. Earlier this year, he was arrested in South Florida on a misdemeanor battery-related charge, a story that was widely circulated at the time, and his previous cases have bounced between dropped charges and negotiated plea agreements. Those past issues contribute to why this latest legal situation feels particularly concerning to event organizers and fans. Meanwhile, Dame Margar posted on X that the fight is being pushed back, stating, "Update. I'm hearing it's being postponed. Not sure on the date, but I'm about 80% certain the November 14th event is cancelled." His statement indicates that organizers may be preparing to move the matchup to a later date, possibly to ensure smoother logistics and a stronger promotional buildup.
It's fire. And when his fight first got announced, I told y'all, the promo, when they start promoting it, it is going to be fire. The promo will be better than the fight, right? Because obviously, I don't like the fight. I'm not a fan of the fight. I cannot stand the decision for Tank to go in this direction, although I understand it, right? I understand it because I understand the business behind it. So I get all of that. But the promo is fire. If you go watch it, the way that is shot, the production of it looks very top of the line, top shelf, as you would expect from a company as big as Netflix, which is a $530 billion company. So they have the budget, they have the money to make sure their production is A1. Obviously, as a Tank Davis fan, paying attention to him in the promo, the young man looks in good spirits. He looks like he's in a good headspace, and he doesn't look like he's unhappy to be there, which bodes well for the prospects of him continuing his boxing career, I guess, not retiring. And I think that as he gets closer to the fight, as the fight happens, he'll be in this happy place. And I expect for Tank fans, for boxing fans, to get really good news after Tank Davis and Jake Paul share the ring and they do the post-fight press conference, I think that a lot of people will probably be happy with the outcome of what Tank Davis has to say after that fight. But the promo is fire. It's just a trailer. It's up on the Netflix YouTube channel. Go check it out if you haven't already. Really enjoyed watching that promo. Watched it a couple of times. And as I said, I'm paying attention to the press conferences. I'm paying attention to the build-up because I feel like there's a chance that could be more entertaining than the actual fight. Although
the promotion for Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis has been enormous, with significant spending on advertisements, interviews, and social media campaigns. The buildup has been flashy and aggressive, signaling how determined the organizers are to position it as a major attraction. However, despite the intense marketing, ticket sales have remained surprisingly weak as the public shows limited enthusiasm for the matchup. Many reports suggest that the lack of excitement and poor turnout have increased doubts about whether the event will actually take place, with growing speculation that it may be cancelled or shifted to a new date. The potential fight between Paul and Davis has created widespread confusion among fans and analysts. Many observers question why Jake Paul agreed to face Gervonta Davis when the matchup offers little clear benefit for him. The fight appears unnecessary from multiple perspectives and has failed to generate genuine buzz. Even with heavy promotion, overall interest remains low.
Pack it up. It's over with. Because the fight makes no sense. It doesn't even make sense for Jake. For all the things Jake's talking about doing, it makes no sense for him. Again, money, sure. If it makes dollars make sense, okay, fine. But I want to see Jake in competitive matchups where I am interested in the outcome. I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in the outcome of this. I was interested in Floyd versus Logan because there was an idea that Floyd was a little slower, a little older, and Logan would be able to knock him out. If Jake knocks Tank out, so what? What does that do for him? Because he said he could beat Canelo. He said he could beat Anthony Joshua. This one to me, like, I've gotten on board with a lot of Jake fights because they've made sense. Right? To me, they've made sense. Even Julio Cesar Chavez, after he's already beaten the guy that beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., he beat Anderson Silva a couple of years back now. This one still kind of makes sense because you're getting maybe a better version of Chavez, and he's around the same weight now. When you talk about the Tank fight, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But let's take a look at what he said to Ariel Helwani and see how he explains this fight.
Was the next one Tank?
Yeah, I mean, that was on the 1 yard line as well, but he has to rematch, Lamont Roach. He wants to get that back. And then we'll be back in discussions with Mr. Gervonta. But, man, this is the nature of boxing. You have massive fights on the 1 yard line and things just fall through.
Again, I just don't know why. Why would this be where you go? Like, the Mike Tyson thing I could kind of understand because it's Mike, and it's an exhibition, and he's retired. Tank still being in the competitive nature of the sport throws this one completely off for me. And the fact that Jake is like 60 pounds bigger than he is. Right? Like, Mike was obviously far older than Jake, and that was the big knock on that fight. Mike should not have been in there with Jake. Said that many times. Jake has fought so hard against people saying he's bad for the sport. He's bad for the sport. He doesn't actually want to fight or step up or do any of this stuff. And I've kind of had his back when I'm like, no, he is doing what most boxers have done early in their career. But this gives those people more ammo to be like, yeah, bro, look, this is what we're talking about. When we say he's bad for the sport, or when we say that he's doing stuff that doesn't make sense and he's making a mockery of things, this is what they're talking about. And again, I wouldn't have any problem with it if Tank was way past the point where he could fight competitively at his weight class and have fights with guys like Shakur Stevens, or even, again, rematching guys.
Tickets are reportedly moving slowly, and social media reactions frequently label the fight pointless. Many believe the matchup provides no meaningful value for either fighter, which explains why the hype has not translated into real anticipation. Jake Paul has built his reputation through bold marketing and high-profile stunts, yet this idea doesn't seem to resonate the way his earlier matchups did. Unlike his previous opponents, who were closer to his size or experience level,
press conference just went down, and the official rules for the fight have also been announced. So the fight will take place at 195 pounds. So 60 pounds higher than Tank normally fights at lightweight, and lower than what Jake has been fighting at cruiserweight and heavyweight. The fight will also be 10 rounds and 3-minute rounds each. So exhibitions are usually 2-minute rounds, but this will be 3-minute rounds like a pro fight. and 10 rounds is almost as long as a championship fight. They'll have 12-ounce gloves, so 2 ounces larger than usual, and there'll be 3 judges ringside to decide a winner. So unlike normal exhibitions where there is no winner, if this fight does go to decision, they will have scorecards to decide who wins. Now in the press conference, Tank was asked why he's taking this fight and not the Lamont Roach rematch, and he said he's doing what's best for him and his family. The media always switch up on him after one fight, and this is what he wants to do. He also said that Jake is a decent fighter, but taller fighters struggle with shorter fighters, and he's going to frustrate Jake, and after a couple of rounds, everyone knows what's going to happen. Now Jake, he promised to knock Tank out. He said that Tank has holes in his defense, gets frustrated, and we saw what a 135-pound Roach did to him, so he's going to knock him out. Jake also said that he still wants Canelo even though he lost to Crawford. And he said after he gets through Tank, Canelo's going to be on his list. And then we had the face-off with a noticeable size difference, but that was the first press conference. And I'm glad there's going to be a winner, because I do think
this pairing feels mismatched and lacks clear purpose. Analysts speculate that Jake's efforts to remain relevant through unconventional fights may finally be losing their appeal. There is an increasing sense that the event was designed more for publicity than for legitimate competition, which helps explain the flat ticket sales despite weeks of promotion. Fans have also raised concerns about the fight rules. The bout is confirmed as an exhibition with a 195-pound maximum weight, and both fighters required to wear 12-ounce gloves. These conditions make the matchup appear more like entertainment than a true sporting contest. Especially given the large natural weight difference between Paul and Davis, most analysts believe the rules were adjusted for safety, yet they still don't make the fight seem meaningful or competitive. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned. Until next.